Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadidamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Have you ever felt as if someone is draining your energy, or maybe many people are draining your energy? Today's episode is all about the concept of energy vampires and this very real phenomenon where your energy becomes depleted. And of course, what you can do about that so that it does not happen to you. Namaste and welcome to the Spiritual Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Alexandra Savitri Amba, director of the American Reiki Academy, Los Angeles' oldest Reiki school, and the Vedic Healing Center. I'm a Reiki master, Vedic healing master, clairaudient channel, and healer who has practiced and taught spiritual self-development and healing for more than 35 years, led pilgrimages to India, and studied with blessed Indian gurus. In this show, we cover topics related to metaphysics, Reiki, Vedic healing, manifestation, spiritual growth, and feng shui, based upon my studies and work. The aim of this show is to help you awaken, develop, and tap into your spiritual power so you may live well, manifest your dreams, and ultimately fulfill your unique divine destiny. By working from the inside out, it all begins with energy. So I thought I would do this episode because many times people talk to me about feeling depleted, low energy, stressed out, and they may not even know how their energy is actually getting drained or depleted. So there's this concept or term you may have heard in the world of healing, the healing arts, called an energy vampire. And it sounds a little bit scary, but it's not really. It is really just a term used that allows you to think about other people, and it can be situations too, that are draining or actually sucking the life force energy from you, just like a vampire would suck blood from his or her victim. So that's where that term comes from, energy vampire. And you may have heard that before. You may have heard people say, oh, he or she is an energy vampire. So the thing is about this, before I get into what to do about it and how you can recognize it, that sometimes and often, very often, people don't even know they are an energy vampire. So that means that the people around you or the situations around you that are draining you or depleting you are not doing this maliciously to you for the most part. Of course, you could have someone in your life who also is consciously directing too much overbearing energy towards you and really knows that they are doing this. But really, for the most part, these situations, these energy vampire situations, are unconscious. So let's just clear that up right away. So even if you identify someone in your life and you say, aha, that is an energy vampire, I can recognize the signs, please don't feel as if you need to be angry at that person or even upset with them, because that that pattern is really something that they are probably doing unconsciously from a need for love or attention or something that is missing in their life. So that's the first point I wanted to make. Now, let's talk about how to recognize these situations. And at the beginning of these podcast episodes, I always say that everything begins with energy. And before I answer this question about how to recognize energy vampires or energy vampire situations in your life, understand that these are energetic experiences. And all of what I am really attempting to convey in these episodes is a heightened awareness of your own energy, your own beautiful field that exists beyond your body. So it's part of your being, your energy field, and starting to really become in tune with that. We do this through the practices that I teach. Reiki is the doorway to understanding and feeling and really getting to know energy. So when we're talking about energy vampires, the first thing that you, or I would recommend that you become aware of is your own energy. You cannot recognize an energy vampire if you are not in tune with your own system. Now, the only way to become really in tune with your own system is to be very quiet. This is why this essential element of the spiritual practice, getting quiet, is so important. It puts you in touch with your own field. We think that many times people say, oh, well, if I meditate or I become more quiet on a daily basis, I will be more peaceful. And although, yes, that is part of the beautiful benefit of slowing down and doing some kind of spiritual practice, the other incredible benefit at the core of all the other things that you gain is becoming in tune with your own energy. Who you are, what resonates with you, what does not resonate with you. There is, as we know, so much distraction and noise around us. People say there is more noise than ever before. I might venture to say the noise has always been there. The noise has always been there. But of course, all of the electronic stimulation has added to that kind of input, and so many other things in modern society that have added to that input. But noise has always been here on the planet. It's always been something we have to deal with. So your spiritual practice, your dedicated spiritual practice, Reiki, meditation, chanting, yoga, breathing, whatever it is that you do, prayer, to slow everything down and connect with self, with spirit, is going to be the foundation of you being able to recognize energy vampire situations because they will feel out of alignment with self. So the first thing in terms of recognizing these situations in your life is knowing your own energy. Knowing your own energy field, becoming friends with your own energy field. So when you do this, you will feel right away, you will sense, you will know without a shadow of a doubt, this other person is potentially draining, can be draining my precious energy. And therefore, I need to take a step back. It's nothing that we do out of malice. Again, there's no, what is the word? There's no, there are no bad feelings. I can't think of a better word right now. There are no bad feelings towards anyone whom we perceive as draining our energy field. There just is the awareness that this is not good for me. And in essence, what you're doing also is you're also releasing the other person from that pattern. Now, he or she may go and continue that pattern with someone else, or he or she may start to unravel why he or she is doing this kind of unhealthy pulling of energy from other people. So don't feel when you decide, when you identify, you recognize and you identify someone or some situation in your life too. It can be just a situation. When you identify one of these that is pulling your energy, that is sucking it feels like it's sucking the lifeblood out of you, the life force energy. Don't feel bad, I would say, or I would suggest when you then assert a boundary and then choose to withdraw from this situation. This is self-preservation. This is self-awareness. This is a beautiful recognition of you and your own light and what you are claiming that will contribute or not contribute to your well-being, the beautiful light that is around you and is becoming brighter and brighter and brighter with all the positive things that you do. So if you identify, you recognize, you identify someone or some situation that is pulling your energy in an unhealthy way, when you do this, I'd like to suggest that you celebrate. You celebrate. You do not say, oh, I feel bad. I know this person really needs to talk to me. I know that this person really benefits from me listening. Your first responsibility is to you, to your own well-being. And so this is one of, I would say, the most important lessons, especially for healers and empaths, that being an empath does not mean you are available to everyone at all times for a download of information, of energy. You've probably had conversations with people where you pick up the phone, you call to check in, and then it's just a barrage of conversation. And this barrage is really a letting go of their upset and trauma and problems. And you are the welcome or not so welcome recipient of all of that. So if you can handle it and it is fine and you leave the conversation feeling fine, then that is also fine. But if you start to recognize that these conversations are, first of all, unhealthy, maybe it's just all negativity, and also you leave the conversation feeling tired or drained. That is the best word, because we're talking about energy vampires. So it is like, oh, I need to, here's some of the things that have happened to me. I need to take a deep breath. I need to take a deep breath after I talk to this person. I need to close my eyes. I need to retreat. This is not a healthy kind of, and I'm using, there's no judgment with the word healthy, but this is not a healthy kind of conversation to perpetuate. So please be very, very, very careful about your own energy and protective of your own energy. Please start to really value your own energy field every day. Just think, when you go out in the world, there are going to be things pulling on you. And some of these things are energy vampires in the form of people. Certain people that you say, oh, okay, it's this person again. You know, look at your reaction too, so you can hear my voice. If I say, oh, okay, here comes this person, then that might be an indication that that's not really a conversation that you look forward to. And why is that? If you're not looking forward to it often, it's because that person is draining the energy field, is indeed an energy vampire. And again, no malice with that word, no judgment, shame, blame, guilt with that word. So what to do when you start recognizing, so first of all, you're becoming very in tune with your own energy field. What is good for you? What is healthy for you? What nurtures you? What uplifts you? What gives you more joy? What contributes to your well-being? And then you are first recognizing your own energy, and then recognizing where that energy is trying to get pulled unnecessarily. And seeing how you feel, becoming very, very in tune with how you feel in each and every conversation. Do I leave this conversation feeling uplifted, or do I leave this conversation, like I said a few minutes ago, wanting to take a deep breath, just wanting to take a deep breath and sit again with myself? We want conversations and interactions in our life to be balanced, and we want to be able to recognize when there's an imbalance. So an energy vampire situation is an imbalance, and it is looking for what would we say, the recipient, the one who will just be open. See, as a healer, if you are a healer already, or maybe you're an empath and you're thinking about becoming a healer, your heart is naturally going to be more expanded. and not in a grandiose way, not, oh, I'm so great, my heart is expanded. No, it's a sensitivity that is developed, and it is an asset for you as a healer so that you can have compassion for the person you are working on, and also be very in tune with their energy field, so that when the heart is open, it is very sensitive. But that does not mean that you become an open vessel for anything that comes your way. And you're not also, and I'm going to do an episode just on chakras, but it's not that you're opening and closing your chakras. It's not that you're saying, oh, I'm going to close my heart chakra to this energy vampire. See, you can still have love and compassion and empathy and kindness for that other person, but not be an open vessel to allow energy to be pulled from you. And it's really an art form, that it's a skill, let's say, that gets developed. Many times healers have this interesting lesson regarding boundaries, because we want to help, we want to listen, we want to care for people. And this should never be done at the expense of ourselves. And so when we assert boundaries, sometimes we feel, and maybe the other person feels, it's cruel. It's cruel. How could asserting your boundaries be cruel? Asserting your boundaries is one of the most magnificent and powerful and important things you will do. And it doesn't have to be done in any kind of rude way. I'm not speaking to you anymore. Don't talk to me in the morning. Get away from me. No, it can be a gentle and intentional assertion of boundaries. We communicate all the time through nonverbal communication, through our energy fields are always interacting. So when you glance at someone a certain way, or you turn your head away, your body language conveys boundaries. So I'm not asking you to think about getting really vocal even about boundaries when you identify energy vampires. You don't need to say to someone, I'm not choosing to speak to you so much on the phone anymore because you drain my energy. Instead, we simply withdraw. And that is a form of communication. And that is a very, very important signal that you give. It's a signal to, this is the interesting thing, I think, it is a signal to yourself and to the other person and to the universe. So it is a signal to yourself that, oh, I'm aware of my own energy, and I'm aware that this is not healthy. And so the signal is I'm choosing my own health and well-being. It's a beautiful signal you're sending to yourself suddenly, maybe after a long time of not being consciously aware. And then the signal, of course, gets transmitted to the other person. Somehow they understand, oh, she's not available so much. And again, they may have considerations and make decisions about what that means about you, or whatever they are going to decide. But also remember, you are doing this situation a favor, because what you are doing is righting an imbalance. So you're making it right. You have identified energetically there's an imbalance here, and I need to set it right again. And then the third thing is you're sending a signal to the universe. You're sending a signal to the universe, I'm no longer available for this kind of interaction. And the universe responds. The universe is always sending us responses to our energy fields. So today, if you like, become aware of, and when I say this, you might immediately know the answer. Become aware of energy vampire individuals or situations in your life. Now, they can be self-imposed situations too, which is interesting. We could be overloading ourselves with work and say, oh my gosh, this is draining me. And we are doing it to ourselves. So it's a situation. And then you say, no, I'm sorry. I love this project, but dear project, I'm not going to let you drain all my life force. So just start to be aware. Where is your life force being potentially drained? And start to become so selfish in a good way about your precious energy field, your life force energy. Reiki is about connecting with life force energy. You also have this innate life force energy flowing through you. When you claim it, when you make friends with it, when you understand it, you become so blissful. And even an energy vampire cannot touch that. You can smile at the vampire, say, hello, how are you? Have a great day. And come what may, you are good, my friend. Come what may, when I say that, I mean, whatever the person may think, oh, she's now not giving me all the attention she used to give me, whatever he or she may think, it's fine. We bless them. We do this process with love. We'll do another episode on cutting cords, which I think I've spoken about, and on chakras. So really, this is all about becoming aware of your own beautiful energy field and knowing that anything you do to amplify the good inside of you is going to just make your days so joyous and so filled with peace and balance and extreme gratitude for your path, why you're here, what you've come to contribute. And when you also sever from, and that sounds a little harsh, but I'm going to use the word anyway. When you sever ties from some of these energy vampires, and it doesn't have to be for good, it can be just boundaries with, how much you will interact. When you do this, you're going to create more energy in your own energy fields because you have reclaimed what was potentially leaving your field, what was being drained from you or sucked from you. That's why, the analogy of an energy vampire is so interesting, because when you think of a vampire, the vampire is sucking the blood from the victim, and the victim is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. So today is about reclaiming your own power and seeing what situations are draining me. How do I feel after this interaction? How do I feel during the interaction? What is my intuition telling me when I have the conversation with this person? Am I listening to my intuition? Why do I need to take a deep breath after I have this conversation with this person? Why do I have to sit in silence afterwards? Why am I continually needing to reset my field? That's what you're doing when you're taking a deep breath, or you're closing your eyes and just sitting in silence. Why is that happening? And I would venture to say it's because that person or situation is draining your beautiful energy. And we want your energy to become more and more glorious, more and more bright, not less and less. We don't want a dwindled energy field. We don't want to be, again, as healers, walking around and available to everyone, and yet feeling exhausted and drained inside ourselves. So I hope this episode was insightful for you. If you would like to connect, feel free to DM me on Instagram or reach out via the show notes, and I'll be happy to help you with your journey into energy, into becoming so aware of your energy, amplifying that beautiful, magical energy that is unique unto you. Because always, I say in these episodes, you are here to discover your own unique purpose, and this is done through connecting with energy, with your light, with that beautiful light that lives within you. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sai Ram. Jai Guruji. Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Hare Krishna. Om Namah Shivaya.